Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 94 of Putting Out the Trash. Okay, so if Dad was right, then he should have put two of these out here for some reason. I'll have to move them, I guess. I guess I'll move this one forward instead of back. Well, wait, no, I can do it like this. Okay, yeah, that's easier. Okay, but I do have a little bit to talk about. Just like two topics that I could probably talk about for like a couple minutes. But I'm not gonna get into those, obviously, until we're done, like, until we're done, putting away the trash. Because, one, I'm pretty sure that, like, the trash audio is being recorded, and you guys might be able to hear it. So, just to minimize the amount of, like, noise, I'm just gonna start talking when I want, which I think might be easier. But, yeah. Okay. Gosh, having to open the door every time, that is one of the more annoying parts of taking out the trash. Also, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, so sometimes my brother leaves the window to his bathroom open. Like, not at night, but like during the day sometimes. And usually, when you're like in that bathroom, you can kind of feel the cold air come in. But then, like today, when I walked into a bathroom and I would close to the window, I felt like a pulse of heat. Like honestly, like a tiny little pulse of heat emanating from the window. Like what I felt. Oh my god. Somebody need to pop that back out. But yeah, no, that was crazy because it really does show the difference in temperature between the house and the outside, But gosh, there are a lot today. Jeez. But yeah, haven't really gone outside today until now, so I just noticed the warmth. Yeah, Okay, who wants to bet this? Okay, well, we don't even take this one out, I think, don't we? Okay, yeah, nothing in there anyway. Okay. So yeah, start walking. Okay, let me just take off my gloves. Okay. So, today, or maybe a couple days ago, me and my mom went to Barnes and Noble, and then I got myself a book, and then she got me a book, and it was about occupations. Basically, like, I don't remember the title. It was like how to, I don't know. It was like how to do what you are, I guess. Yeah, it was something like that. To do what you are or something. It was like a book about like getting a job. I don't know. It was something like that, like get a job that fits who you are, I think it was. So yeah, she told me to read like 15 minutes a day. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Maybe I should highlight it or something. But then, that's what she did today. She got me another book that was pretty much about the same thing. Like, I don't remember the title of this one either. Kind of the issue with a lot of these kinds of books. The titles are often like so unmemorable, guys. I can't even remember the name. But yeah. But yeah, she got me another book that had almost the same premise. It was something like, oh, a book for teenagers looking for profitable jobs without college, without like hard college degrees. It was something like that anyway. And I was like, what? No, mom, you already gave me another book. I don't need another book with like the same idea because we haven't even tried out the first one, you know? And they're not tiny books either. Like both of the books probably have like at least 100, over 200. They're the chunky boys. I think like maybe like this big about like I don't know. I'm like probably like this big. So yeah, they're not tiny little books either. So yeah, I basically asked like, what am I supposed to read both a day or do I alternate? And then she said, oh yeah, alternate it. Which, oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I can do that. That means I'm gonna have to juggle two books by decimal words since they probably have the exact same topics. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they were fictional books, it would be harder because you would have to juggle two completely different plot lines. But I guess since they're non-fiction, it will be easier because it's just gonna be like information, I guess. So yeah. Um, but also, like my later issue with that was the idea of buying these career help books. It's not the number of books or like how long each book is. Because I always think that my real problem is that my brain is just not that good at like retaining like a ton of information. Like on a basic level too. Like if you give me a phone number, I'm not gonna remember it. I don't even remember my own phone number. If the police asked me to call my parents on somebody else's phone, I could not do that. And I can remember some numbers for brief amounts of time. Like I can remember like the password to the McDonald's bathroom if I just keep repeating it in my head. Or Barnes and Noble's bathroom, that kind of thing. But that's only if I keep replaying the information. And even then, I bother to record the person saying the numbers just so that I don't have to trust my memory on it. And it's not just like with numbers, it's also instructions. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. I can't tie my shoelaces. Like, the whole bunny thing, I can't remember that. I know, I can't remember how to do that. And there's also, what was it? Okay, so a teacher came into our classroom one time and showed us how to tie a tie. And I think I remember a bit of it in the moment. But I don't know it anymore. It's been months. I cannot tell you how to tie a tie if my life depended on it. So that's kind of my issue. I can highlight and I can reread as much of the book as possible, but it doesn't guarantee that I'll be good at remembering or even using the information properly. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when I read it, my brain will click and I'll be like able to actually like use this information effectively. But then I have to remember that learning isn't an easy process. Yeah, it takes actual effort to like learn. So yeah, but I'll try to do it. Like I'll read. Maybe I'll even take out those old highlighters that have been totally going to waste. Like on my desk, I just have like a bunch of pencils and and highlighters and shit from my classroom days. I should probably be using those for something, right? Yeah. Uh, uh but yeah, I don't know. I thought we already agreed on HVAC, but I guess not, and like going into like what the career could be is probably a good idea. But still, I would have been happy if Mom also got a book on how to do HVAC. Probably would have helped. Are you telling me there's no book called HVAC for Dummies? I I don't believe that. Okay? They have a book called Everything You Need to Know About Math for Middle School, but they don't have one about jobs. Yeah, HVAC? I don't know. I don't even know if I would be good at HVAC. Yeah, be honest, I'm just picking something at random and sitting to it because honestly I have no idea of my own. But yeah. Oh my god. I need to, I need to throw these away and then stop for a minute. Okay. Oh god, I'm sweating hard. Oh god, I'm a mess. But yeah. Um. But also, yeah. Okay. So yesterday, me and my dad and my mom went to a mall, and on the way home, we were talking about the book. And my dad interjected and says, "Oh, but he still needs to learn how to drive." And then mom says something like, "Oh yeah, but you're not teaching him anything." You're right. You're right. Just take him to set up a meeting for it. So yeah, that might be happening. I don't really know about that. But yeah, if it's coming, I guess that's good. Uh, I don't know if you couldn't take that. I don't know if you can't take something away from what I'm talking about, but yeah, I'm sure you guys are aware now that I am really the kind of person who needs a schedule. Okay. But yeah, no, I'll read 15 minutes a day, alternating the books, I guess. Maybe page number or chapter numbers would have been better, but I do what I'm told. But yeah. I don't know, maybe this will provide some amount of structure. But moving on to a different topic, I don't know how I feel about driving. Yeah, I don't know if it is beyond you guys, but yeah, I cannot imagine owning a car and just driving it everywhere. Yeah, I'm sure to like most adults now, it's basically like muscle memory and subconscious effort, but yeah, Like even when you part between like two cars, like you aren't the person who's in that space. You are, but most of it is taken up by the big car. So like you kind of like, have to be aware of like how logically big your car is. So yeah. Yeah, I can't even fathom the idea right now, but I guess I should get used to it. Yeah. Okay, but you're talking about something a bit more less important. Uh, I'm done with the first trilogy in the Ace Attorney franchise, and I've decided that I'm gonna do Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth next. So yeah, that is the next one I'm gonna do. I decided to not do it this Saturday. I think just because I wanted a break, but hopefully my brain will not be reset by this break, and I'll just be able to hop into the game next Saturday. Hooray, hurrah. But man, yeah. Yeah, I always, like, sometimes I think that I should maybe be texting my, Romeo, the guy I got the number of, just to check in and see, like, is she in college now? Is she working? What is she doing? Because as far as I know, I don't think he had a car. So, yeah, maybe I should text him and ask about it, you know? That'd be maybe not fun, but informative, maybe. Yeah. Oh, God. Nothing. But, it's not the heat. The heat isn't what making me say that. Although maybe it would be better if it did, or it was. But yeah, it's weird. It almost feels like I have almost nothing to say in these videos, and yet I keep doing them. But I'm sure that as we get into the next phase, you know, the phase that comes after this, like, um, late year, I'm sure there will be like, a lot more. Oh, especially like maybe Halloween and maybe like Christmas. There will probably be like a lot more talk than those ones, you know? Yeah. And you know, maybe the book stuff. Hey, maybe the book will like make these videos easier or harder or something. Yeah. Haven't started reading, as I've said. I spent most of today playing Among Us. It is a social deduction game where you have to figure out who is the imposter in your group before he kills all of you. And it's a really fun game. I liked it. But yeah. Eventually I got ticked off the game and when I decided to film this video. Yeah. I'm gonna check if anybody behind this corner. Nope, nobody. Huh. That's good. But yeah. I don't hate cyber clutch. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I hear that there are actually a lot of like mechanical issues with them, but like from just a design or aesthetic standpoint, I don't hate how they look. Like, I'm not talking about the person who invented them. I don't know a lot about him, but like just the toys themselves, they don't look bad. Maybe they're like actually the worst driving car ever. But like it looks okay, guys. But yeah. You just wanted to sprinkle in another top pick into this video. Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing that a car will do, it will make it easier to like go to places. I guess that's a plus. Although I did say that, yeah, if I didn't need to drive there, I wouldn't drive there. But nah, who knows? Uh, I mean, if I'm gonna learn how to drive, I might do Uber Eats. I hear that's a job. Although the only issue with that is that I watch a lot of Mr. Nightmare videos, and he has a couple videos called Horror Stories About Uber or Uber Eats. So yeah, that might frighten me off the job, maybe. Huh? Yeah. But now that we are basically in the house, I think it is time to get the dough in. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.